Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a antidepressant experience story video type thing. Two disclaimers before we start off. One, I'm going to put a massive trigger warning on this because some of the stuff I'm going to be talking about is quite dark and in-depth, and yeah, and if you're not in a good place or you've gone through stuff like this before, then this may not be the video for you. Like, it is, I'm going to put a major trigger warning on it. Watch it at your own risk if you think that this could be something that might affect you. And also, medication is completely different for everyone, especially with the antidepressants. There are so many different types that you can get. One may work for me and not work for you, and one may not work for me and work for you. So it is completely like based on your individual body, so make sure that you're always talking to your doctor about how you feel, how the medication is working, and I'll cover this in a minute because, you know, it's part of the story. So yeah, make sure you always keep in touch with your doctor, especially in the first like couple of months when you start them, if you do start them. So I've been struggling with my mental health since about 2013, when I was in year 9 of high school, is when it like really kick-started. And I'd kind of been struggling because of my uncle's death in 2011. So basically just from like 2011 onwards, I wasn't really having a good time in my life, and I did some pretty horrible stuff. It wasn't until 2015, where I started taking medication. So I've been through all the therapy, counselling, CAMS, psychologists, psychiatrists, you name it, I've probably seen the person for it. Basically, my old therapist, I'd seen her for about 18 months and it was a waste of time. Honestly, would not recommend her. I would totally recommend therapy, I just would not recommend this therapist. But basically she saw me for 18 months and basically she made me cry one session, and I was like, I refuse to go back. Like, she's just making me feel worse and worse each time I go and see her, and we're just not getting anywhere. We just completely, we did get along with them, all of a sudden we hit a brick wall. And so my parents got called into a meeting without me, just the two of them with my therapist, and she turned around and basically said, I can't help Neve anymore, there's nothing more I can do as a therapist, she probably needs medication. So reluctantly, my parents didn't really want me to go on medication, but they thought, right, we'll give it a go and see what happens. So went to my GP and he like heard what we had to say and was like, maybe it wouldn't be such a bad idea trying it. So I was 16 at the time, I think. Yes, I was 16 at the time. So they're kind of reluctant to give out medications when you're that young because they can't do a lot of testing on children. So he basically said, right, we'll try you on this and we'll like monitor you quite closely. Like, this is one that like children have been on, but you know, it's like not recommended until you're like 18 or something. So yeah, I was put on fluoxetine. So I started off on the oral solution because way back when I physically could not swallow tablets. I couldn't swallow paracetamol, ibuprofen, anything tablet forms I couldn't swallow. So I asked to go on the oral solution rather than tablets, just for my ease, but would not recommend. Tastes disgusting. It doesn't even taste nice. Like, it literally tastes like, I can't even explain it. It tastes like, I don't know, like really out of date sweets, and that's not nice. I mean, I haven't tried out of date sweets, but this is what I can imagine it tastes like, because it kind of tastes like sweets but really bad. So anyway, it comes with this spoon which is 2.5 milliliters and 5 milliliters. So for the first 2 weeks I was just on the 25 2.5 millilitres, which is the small one, just so I could kind of get my body used to it and, you know, like gradually get into it and see what the dose was like and whether it was an okay dose or whether I needed to go up. And within the first 2 weeks I was like, actually no, I think it was more than 2 weeks. I think I was on it for 2 weeks, went back to my GP for a checkup, and he asked me like how I felt, and I was like, yeah, like I don't really feel any different, but you know, it's only been 2 weeks. So then I went back in another 2 weeks and I was like, no, something's like not right, because I was feeling, I have a past of self-harm, and you know, I was clean for probably like a couple of weeks, not long, but you know, like I was progressing in the right direction. Hello. I was progressing in the right direction regarding my self-harm, but the urges were, the urges like were getting worse and worse, and I just wasn't feeling really good. I've also struggled with an eating disorder, so I wasn't eating, and that was kind of like triggering it, because one of the side effects is lack of appetite, so that was kind of triggering it. And I just turned around and I was totally honest with my GP, because I got on with him really well, and I was like, this isn't working for me, like this, is there anything you can do? And he was like, right, we'll up your dosage, which is when I went on to the 5 millilitres, which is the big spoon. So I was on that for probably like a couple of months, and you know, it'd been what, 2 or 3 months at that point, and it is meant to start working in between 3 to 8 weeks. So because it wasn't really making any difference, I went back again and was like, no, still nothing, like I don't think this is working. So I by then had managed to start taking tablets, which was good, because I was going to change, I think I did change from the oral solution to just the tablets, but then my dosage got upped another 10 milligrams, so I had to take the 2, because the tablets are 20 milligrams, and then the oral solution is 20 milligrams as well, but if you take the small spoon it's 10 milligrams. So I could have one tablet and then one of the little spoons to make it up to 30 milligrams, because taking 2 tablets would have been like 40 milligrams, so too much, and then just one tablet wouldn't have been enough. And these are the tablets that are like the plastic capsules with the powder inside, so you can't cut them in half or anything, you have to have the whole tablet. So yeah, that's why I had to combine the 2. So I'd been on this for probably about a year, and things just weren't getting any better. They might have even been getting slightly worse, because I was still like feeling really like wanting to self-harm, and sometimes was resorting to that. So went back to my GP with my mum, and we were like, right, we don't think this is working, is there anything else you can do? And I was 17, almost 18 at this point. So they decided, right, we'll try you on a different medication, which is sertraline. And I'm still on this. This is a higher dose. It is 50 milligrams per tablet rather than the 20 milligrams per tablet. But that doesn't really reflect anything, because they're 2 completely different medications. I don't know like ingredients wise or like how physically they are different, but you know, they are. It doesn't matter, like your mental health doesn't reflect on like how high your dosage is or how low it is. Like it's just what your body responds to best. So I'm on the 15 milligrams, which is 1 tablet. These are the ones that you can cut in half. They actually look like contraception pills because they have the days of the week at the top. Well, this brand does anyway. I've been on them since April of 2017, so about a year and a half I've been on this particular medication now. And again, I started off on half a tablet, which was 25 milligrams for about 2 weeks, and then my dose got up to 50 milligrams. Again, just to like gradually get your body used to it. And when I first started taking this, I still had to take this as well, because you have to like wean yourself off one and gradually onto the other. So I was on 25 of this and then 10 of this. So I find that this like has worked really well for me. I'm still on it and I'm doing really well, and I think because my life has kind of like changed as well, which has had an impact on my mental health. Like going to college, I started off like, because I moved out at 16 into college, and that was like a really big experience. Like not many people in England move out when they're 16, so that was a big step coming straight out of GCSEs. So GCSEs, you know, was a shitstorm. Mental breakdowns were happening everywhere. I managed to pass those, so you know, it's all good. So yeah, GCSEs were just a wipe out, and then going straight from that shitty stage of my life to moving out into a completely new environment at college, it was just so my mind exploded. From moving to college from high school I was still struggling with a lot of my mental health problems, so I was kind of in recovery whilst in college, and obviously two completely new things were like, you know, being thrown my way. So yeah, that's why I was still on them. But now, since being at uni, I mean, first year of uni was amazing, like I absolutely loved it and I cannot wait to go back. But you know, there were ups and downs. But I mean, that is just life. But I feel like my ups were like normal ups, and then my downs were like really downs. So you know, that's why I'm still on it. But basically I have a new GP, and he basically, when he was assessing me, because I needed a prescription when I came home, and he wanted to have an appointment with me just to see me and say hi and, you know, get to know me other than just reading my 10 years of notes. It wasn't really 10 years, but probably was like 10 years worth in like 2 years. So yeah, he basically was just like, right, if you're okay on them, you can basically, I'm gonna give you the go ahead to start, like, whenever you're ready you can come back to us and ask to wean off them. And I was just like, yeah, I may think about it. But I mean, I don't know, because I am still in recovery, I guess. Because even though I'm doing so much better, I also do have really bad patches. So they're kind of, the medication's kind of there, like, as a just in case, but you know, I'm still taking it every day. But at some point, hopefully within the next year or two, I will start weaning myself off, well, going back to my GP and having them wean me off them. Because if you are on medication, it is really important that you don't just stop taking them. If you want to stop taking them, you have to go to your GP, and they can advise you on how to like slowly take yourself off them, so you don't get really horrible withdrawal symptoms. Because if I miss even one dose of this medication, shit hits the fan. Like, honestly, you can tell if I haven't taken my medication. So if I carried on doing that for like weeks at a time and just suddenly stopped taking them, my body would be like, yo dude, what are you doing? I need those. Because it is like hormones and chemicals, and I don't know the full science of it, but you know, it's to do with your hormones and your chemicals in your body and stuff. It's like your brain. That's normally what depression is. It's normally a chemical imbalance in your brain. So basically my brain doesn't work, and we knew that all along. So yeah, always make sure that you correctly take yourself off them with advice from your GP. Otherwise, the withdrawal symptoms can be really bad. You can get like sick, you can hallucinate, you can go psychotic. You know, those are like the really extreme ones. Normally it's just like really bad headache, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stuff like that, which is not nice. You don't want to go through that. So if you are on medication and you want to take yourself off them, one, get consent from your therapist or your GP to make sure you are at a stage in your life where you can be taken off them, and 2, always make sure you listen to your GP's advice if you do go ahead with withdrawing from them. So I've gone off on a complete tangent. This video is going to be very long and I do apologise for that, and this is kind of my mental health journey, my antidepressant experience and advice column all in one video. So I apologise for that, and I don't know how long this video is going to be, and I hope I can concise it down into a bit of a smaller video for you guys so you don't lose interest, because I know I'm not a very interesting person at the best of times. If you want me to do my mental health journey video where I go into a lot more depth with my diagnoses, oh that's a fun word, diagnoses, is that even a real word? Who knows? My diagnoses, what I've been through, like therapy, counselling and all that stuff. I can give you like a rundown if that's what's something you want to see. So just let me know whether you do or you don't. And thank you so much for watching. I'm really sorry if I've bored you half to death or you've fallen asleep watching this. I do apologise. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye. So they decided, right...